What's wrong with just having a job? What's wrong with just having a job? And what I want to be conscious of here is not to offend anyone. There's people out there who absolutely love their jobs, they've trained, they're professionals, they're passionate about what they do. This is not me attacking the love of your job. We're looking at this purely from a money perspective. Okay, the first one is the employee, the non-skilled employee. Now, this would be someone who works in McDonald's, in Starbucks, a cleaner, that type of thing. Let's look for a second at some of the principles behind the non-skilled employee. They're considered non-professional. Okay, so someone flipping burgers at McDonald's, they're not regarded as a professional trainee person, even though they may have a degree and be highly skilled in that particular 9 to 5 position. They're not classed as a professional. They're doing a routine, they're non-thinking tasks, just boring. Make more burgers, clean these floors, serve this coffee, whatever it is. It's non-thinking, it's just almost like robots, and eventually you're going to get incredibly bored and unfulfilled. Does only what he or she is told to do. You may have a manager who you think to yourself, my goodness, I know more than that person, I would do this job totally differently, but you're there just to do what you're told. You have a pre-set schedule, a 9 to 5 job. You turn up at 9 o'clock, you punch in, you make burgers until 5 o'clock and you punch out. And you can see sort of with organisations like McDonald's, it's so clinical the way the things are set out. You can go from one McDonald's in North America to a McDonald's in Australia to Beijing to South Africa, and they're pretty much all the same. You're paid hourly. So if you work 8 hours a day, you're going to get paid for 8 hours. You sometimes receive overtime, but we do receive overtime pay. So you can make more money by doing overtime, but again, you're being paid for your time. But ultimately, it's low money. You're getting low money. Now, as I said before, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to insult anyone. If you recognize this in yourself, in your own situation, my advice would be to try and change that as soon as possible, but I'm not wanting to offend anyone. And as I said, a lot of people in these positions actually are quite highly trained and educated people, but for whatever reason, the economy where you live, this may be some of the only work that you can get.